So we should start.
Okay. So listen, that I think I have completed Water Act, Air Act, and Environment Protection Act.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct? Okay. So today we have to discuss the noise control rule. Is it? Noise control rule ଆଜି ପଢା ହବ କି? ନା
Yes, sir.
ପଢ କିଛିଟା କହିଥିଲି? Okay. Okay, listen. So regarding noise control, that why we should study noise. Listen, noise, no doubt, it is irritating. Noise, any unregulated, undesired sound is noise, or you can say any harsh sound, any loud is a noise, or you can say any unwarranted sound, undesired sound, or a sound without agreeable limit, without agreeable musical quality or limit is sound. Or you can say a vibration which is unpleasant. So different type of meanings can be given to the term noise. Listen, noise, just like you have water pollution, air pollution, so we have noise pollution. Why noise pollution? Sound and noise, both the words are different. So a sound which is above the agreeable limit, or a sound which is harsh, or a sound which creates discomfort, that means it is a noise. Ringing of one mobile phone inside a classroom, it may be a sound. But if at a time number of mobile will ring, then it will be treated as a noise. So noise means anything which is discomfort to the recipient. That means the person who listens, if he feels irritating, that means it is a noise. Otherwise, it is a sound. So sound is not a noise. When a sound creates nuisance, when a sound creates discomfort to the other, then it is a noise. Initially, there was no provision to regulate noise pollution, or you can say there was no specific law to regulate noise pollution. And only after noise control rule 2000, only after noise control rule 2000, specific law was inserted to regulate noise. But your noise control under 2000, under noise control rule 2000, it has it has limited application, because noise may be created in different source. Noise noise can be created, or the origin of noise may be from various sources. So what are the sources of noise pollution? Industrial source, non-industrial source, projection of satellite, or you can say any use of loudspeaker, use of generators, diesel generator, etc., etc. It can be the source of noise pollution. Particularly use of train, use of construction work or any construction work. Then road traffic also creates noise. Projection of satellite also creates noise. Atomic research creates noise. Aircrafts create noise. So lot of sources are there from which noise may is generated or noise is created. But how to control the noise pollution which is generated by different source? If the source of noise pollution is only confined, if it would have been only confined to your industrial source, then it would have been easier. But noise from different source, simply a use of mic in the religious festivals, use of mic in the procession that or use of mic in different meeting and conferences. So these are not industrial activities. So if the source of noise are different, so automatically the law should be there to regulate noise. So the very word statutory control of noise pollution means control of noise pollution through statute. So it is law is the only means. Law is the only means to regulate noise, or you can say to control noise. But you can say that scientifically we can also control the noise. Scientifically, that noise can be controlled if the place of generation of noise, if the source of noise can be regulated. Source of noise means particularly if we can declare noise free zone, then it can be regulated. If we can declare noise abatement zone, still we can regulate. That means it is confined to a particular area where noise is prohibited, or noise, any person who creates noise, he can be penalized. So the question arises that noise free zone, noise abatement zone, where it has to be declared. If it is near any school, college, hospital, so any high noise in those areas, it is a penal offense. It is means fine can be imposed if such type of noise is created in the near hospital or your government office or your school, colleges, educational institution near such type of establishment or institution, it can be declared as noise free zone, or you can say noise abatement zone. And we can also control noise. How? If we can control it from the source from where noise is generated. How? Suppose the DJ is functioning, DJ or loudspeaker is used. So if we can reduce the volume of the loudspeaker, then it is allowed. Think about in Bhubaneswar that if you want to go for a procession, then you have to take prior permission from the police, from the nearest police station. And now the police station has imposed restriction that DJ is prohibited. Use of mic in DJ, so it is prohibited, but they have allowed the DJ if the sound of the DJ is below a particular decibel. The sound of the DJ, if it is below or less than particular decibel, then DJ is also allowed. Permission is also been given to the procession or to use the microphone or mic. So reduction at the source, we can do that, or you can screen the user, you can screen the noise. Firstly, you can screen the receiver, je ଶୁଣୁଛି ଯାହା କାନରେ ବାଜୁଛି noise ଟା ଆମେ ଯଦି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ମାନେ କାନରେ ଯଦି ଜଣେ ପ୍ଲଗ ଦବ ବା ଆଇ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ହଉଛି କାନରେ ତୁଳା ଦବ, then it can be used. Or you can say screen the source of noise, ଏମିତି ବି ହେଇପାରେ ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଟା ହଉଛି ସେଇ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଜାଗାଟାକୁ ଆମେ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ବା କଭର କରିଦବା, ବା screen the receiver ବା removal of the noise source or removal of the receiver, ମାନେ ଯୋଉଠି ବହୁତ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ହଉଛି ସେଠି ସେ ଲୋକକୁ, ଯିଏ ଲୋକ ଶୁଣୁଛି ବା ଏଫେକ୍ଟେଡ, ତାକୁ ସାଇଡ୍ କରିଦବା, ବା ଏମିତି କରିପାରିବା ଯେ ଯୋଉ ମେସିନ୍ ଟା ବହୁତ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ କରୁଛି ତାକୁ ନେଇକି ଦୂରେଇକି ରଖିଦିଆ. So these are different methods, scientific methods which can be used to regulate noise, to control noise. But finally, above all, law is the most significant, important, most significant weapon to control noise. That means through noise, through statutory provision, we can regulate noise. So different meaning can be given. I have already discussed the different meaning. At the same time, I have discussed that what are the different sources of noise and how to control the noise scientifically, or the general control of noise through any other mechanism. Then we will discuss the various provisions under which noise is also regulated. Listen, that noise control rule 2000 was enacted only in the year 2000. That what was the proposition before 2000? Because after your Stockholm Declaration, yes, huh, हाँ हाँ ठीक है जाओ आओ declaration, we want to regulate various types of pollution act. Then in 1981, we enacted Air Pollution Act. And 1986, we enacted Environment Protection Act, under which we have made various rules to regulate all other environmental pollutants which pollute the environment. Environment wants to control all other environmental pollution which is not covered under which Wildlife Protection Act. Lot of rules are there, but still number of environmental pollutants were not regulated under any law. And particularly Bhopal gas tragedy was the best example for the enactment of Environment Protection Act. So in pollution, air presence in the environment in solid concentration, which is harmful to human beings, plants, and animals. So, under Environment Protection Act (EP Act), noise is also regulated. But before 1986, means the Environment Protection Act, Act 81, but under air pollution was not means noise pollution was not treated as a part of air pollution. So in 1987, there was an amendment to Air Pollution Act. In 1987, there was an amendment to Air Pollution Act. And after the amendment in amendment to Air Pollution Act, we have inserted noise is also one of the air pollutant. Noise is also one of the air pollutant. So now Air Pollution Act regulated. Why? Because noise cannot travel without air. Noise cannot travel in vacuum. So noise creates a frequency and for which air is needed. So in 1987, the definition of air pollution included the noise. So in 1987, that noise is also included. At the same time, Environment Protection Act 1986 has also authorized the central government to make specific law to regulate noise. Environment Protection Act in 1986 authorized delegated power to the central government to regulate all types of environmental pollution. And that means noise is also one of the environmental pollutant. So the central government wanted to make a specific law to regulate noise. And in 2000, the separate noise control rule was enacted. Separate noise control rule was enacted. Okay. So this is what the background of noise pollution. Then let us come to the statutory control of noise pollution. We have to proceed. First, you write down. I'll give you some of the name of the act, the name of the act or the rule under which noise can be regulated. In addition to the noise control rule 2000, there are other statutory provisions, there are other act and rules are there under which noise is also regulated, noise is also controlled. So first write down law of torts and noise pollution. Law of torts and noise pollution. Law of torts and noise pollution. So write down noise. Noise is a private nuisance. Noise is a private nuisance. Noise, no, noise is a private nuisance. Noise is a private nuisance. Noise is a actionable wrong. Noise is a actionable wrong. আরে শুভুচি সমস্তଙ୍କୁ তো?
Yes, sir.
ঠিক আছে। Noise is a actionable wrong. Noise is a actionable wrong. Hence, liability may be fixed. Liability may be fixed on the person who has created such noise or who is the cause of such noise. That means compensation can be claimed if a person causes noise. That means noise is a private nuisance. Nuisance means anything which creates discomfort. So any personal inconvenience, annoyance or discomfort through noise can be termed as private nuisance. Okay. Then come to your law of crimes and noise pollution. Law of crimes and noise pollution. Okay, jaldi karibo. Law of crimes and noise pollution. That means under criminal law, noise can be regulated. Listen, we have law that is noise control rule, but noise is also regulated under different statute, different law. So for that purpose, now noise can be ଯେମିତି ତମକୁ କହିଲି ଯେ ପ୍ରୋସେସନ ଟାକୁ ପୋଲିସ ବାଲା କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରିବେ ତା ମାନେ ପୋଲିସ ବାଲା କୁ କୋଉଠୁ ପାୱାର ଆସେ ଏଇ କ୍ରିମିନାଲ ଲ ରେ ଅଛି ଲେଖିନିଅ କଣ ଲେଖିଲ ଲ ଅଫ କ୍ରାଇମ୍ସ ଏଣ୍ଡ ନଏଜ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ଆଚ୍ଛା ତା ଦେହରେ ଲେଖ section 268 of IPC section 268 of Indian Penal Code section 268 of Indian Penal Code noise is a public nuisance. Noise is a public nuisance. Section 290 of IPC fine may be imposed. Fine may be imposed for noise pollution. अच्छा तापर लेखो सेक्शन 133 CRPC क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड सेक्शन 133 CRPC क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड section 133 CRPC लेखो magistrate has the power to regulate noise pollution. Magistrate has the power to regulate noise pollution. Voilà. तापर लेखो next point Police Act 1861. Listen, number of statutes are there under which noise is regulated. Police Act 1861. देखो सेक्शन 30, सेक्शन 30 सेक्शन 30 of Police Act देखो the police, the SP and DSP are authorized to regulate. SP and DSP are authorized to regulate the procession. Under the same Police Act, Section 32, penalty can be imposed. Under Section 32, penalty may be imposed. Railway Act 1890. Railway Act 1890. Section 16. Under Section 16, noise is regulated. Railway Act under Railway Act 1890. Civil Aviation Law. Civil Aviation Law. Civil Aviation Law. Act Aircraft Act 1934. Aircraft Act 1934. Aircraft Rule 1946. Aircraft Rule 1946 that regulates the noise generated from the aircraft. जो एरोप्लेन गुड़ा के सब अच्छी ताधर जो नॉइस टा बारे ताकू हमरो एयरक्राफ्ट एक्ट अंडर रे रेगुलेट करा जाई पारे तापर आ गोटे लेख सेथिरे ICAO International Civil Aviation Organization was created in 1969. ICAO International Civil Aviation Organization लेखो ICAO International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO has laid down the standard of noise to be generated from the aircraft. International Civil Aviation Organization has laid down the rules to regulate the noise standard which will be applicable to all the countries. काहेकि ना जेतेबेले गोटे फ्लाइट टा हमर भुवनेश्वर बाहरी के अमेरिका जीवो हमर इंडियन एयरक्राफ्ट टा जदि बहुत हाई नॉइज करथुबो फॉरेन कंट्रीज रो ताकर नॉइज लेवल कम थिबो ताहले सेमाने सेटा को ओल्हेई देबे तेणु गोटे इंटरनेशनल लेवल रे जो गुडा इंटरनेशनल एयरक्राफ्ट सेमानु इंटरनेशनल लेवल को मेंटेन करबो पड़ो सेही लेवल रो सेही सेति की साउंड दिए जनरेट करछि ताकू एलाउ होबो एलाउ होबो तापर आसीबा मोटर व्हीकल एक्ट 1939 मोटर व्हीकल एक्ट 1939 under section 70 rules are laid down to regulate noise under section 70 rules are laid down to regulate noise. Factories Act 1948. Factories Act 1948. Factories Act 1948. Section 11. Section 11. Section 11. The occupier of the factory occupier of the factory has the duty to keep the factory environment free from noise. The occupier of the factory has the duty to keep the factory environment free from noise. तापर लेख एयर एक्ट 1981 ऑलरेडी मु कहि सारिछि तथापि सेटा को पॉइंट रे आउथरे लेख एयर एयर एक्ट 1981 एयर एक्ट 1981 after 1987 amendment after 1987 amendment noise is included in the definition of air pollution. Noise is included within the definition of air pollution. Sorry, अच्छा तापरे Environment Protection Act 1986. Environment Protection Act 1986. Listen, under Environment Protection Act, that particularly hazardous substances are regulated under Section 6 of the Environment Protection Act, EP Act 1986. Achha. I have already mentioned that Environment Protection Act regulates all types of environmental pollutants, including noise. So, under Section 6, particularly under Section 6, special rule can be made by the central government to regulate noise. Special rule has been made by the central government to regulate noise. And by virtue of Section 6, Section 25, Section 3, 6, 25 of the Environment Protection Act, the noise control rule was enacted. The noise control rule was enacted by virtue of Section 3, 6, and 25 of the Environment Protection Act. And now noise control rule is enacted, and noise control rule 2000 is enacted, and now that directly regulates the noise pollution. But which part is regulated? Under noise control rule, a limited portion are regulated, even though the application of noise control rule was in general. In general means under noise control rule, a particular level, a particular decibel was fixed for daytime and night time. For instance, in residential area, 45 in the daytime, 45 decibel in the daytime, and 40 decibel in the night time. राति रे कम साउंड हवा दरकार, दिन बेले टिके बेसी हवा दरकार. तापर इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया रे तमर नाइट टाइम रे होची 55 आउ डे टाइम रे हला सेटा 60. सेमती industrial area, school and residential area, they have fixed the standard of noise to be created at different different establishment or at different places କୋଉ ଜାଗାରୁ କେତେ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ବାହାରିବ ସେଟାକୁ ନଏଜ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ରୁଲ ଫିକ୍ସ କରେ। ତାପରେ ସକାଳ 6ଟାରୁ ହଁ ରାତି 10ଟାରୁ ସକାଳ 6ଟା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ତମର ଲାଉଡ ସ୍ପିକର ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ଜିନିଷ ବାଜି ପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। This is also one restriction provided under the noise control rule. And noise control rule also authorized the police department. Noise control rule also authorized the police authority to regulate noise. ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ତମେ କହୁଛ ପ୍ରୋସେସନ ଡିଜେ ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ ପୋଲିସ ବାଲା କେମିତି ରେଗୁଲେଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ନଏଜ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ରୁଲ ବେସିସ ରେ ଏୟାର ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ ଆକ୍ଟ ବେସିସ ରେ ଏନଭାୟରନମେଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ଆକ୍ଟ ବେସିସ ରେ so they have been authorized. ଖାଲି ସେତିକି ନୁହେଁ ଆମର ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସପୋର୍ଟେସନ ଲ ଆମର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କଣ କହିଲି କଣ ଇଏଟା ମୋଟର ଭେହିକିଲ ଆକ୍ଟ ରେ ବି noise is also regulated. So these are some of the different law, different rules, different regulation which has created, through which we can regulate noise pollution. ହେଲା noise pollution ପାଇଁ ତମକୁ ଦେଖ briefly ଯେତେ ପ୍ରିସାଇଜ ୱେରେ ହବ ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କିଛିଟା କହିଦେଲି ତମେ ଯେକୌଣସି ବହି ଇଏରୁ ବି ତମେ ସେଟା ପାଇପାରିବ ତମକୁ ଖାଲି କିଟା ଧରେଇ ଦେଇଛି ଯେ ମାନେ ଲ ଟଟ୍ସ ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ କେମିତି ନଏଜ ରେଗୁଲେଟେଡ ଲ ମାନେ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ୍ରି ଆକ୍ଟ ସିଭିଲ ଏଭିଏସନ ଆକ୍ଟ ତାପରେ ତମର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ रेलवे एक्ट एयर पोल्यूशन एक्ट ये सब गुड़ारे पुलिस एक्ट गुड़ारे केमती देयर इज सम प्रोविजन by which noise is also regulated. Okay, so tomorrow I will discuss some other subject. Priyadarshini, Tejas, okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
ମୁଁ ସାରଙ୍କୁ ରିମୁଭ ମାରିଦେଲି।
ବହୁତ ବଢିଆ ପୁଣ୍ୟ କାମ କଲୁ।
ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
ତେଜୁ
କେବେ
ଶଳା
ମଣିଷ
ହାରାମ ଶୁଣ ବେ ହଁ ତ ମାରବେ
ହଁ
ତୁ ଯିବୁ କି ନାଇଁ କହିଲୁ ଏବେ ଆମେ ଯାଉଛୁ
ଏବେ
ରାମ ମନ୍ଦିର ପାଖକୁ ଗଲେ କହ ଚାଲ ବାହାର
ମୋ ପାଇଁ ନେଇ ଆସିବୁ ଖାଇବାକୁ।
ହଉ କାଲି ଆସିବି
ସୁଧାକର ଦିଟା କଣ ପାଇଁ ଅଛନ୍ତି?
ସରିଗଲା କି? ହଁ ଆଜ୍ଞା ସରିଗଲା ଶୋଇକି ଉଠିଛେ ଆପଣ ହଁ ଶୁଣ ତେଜୁ ଯିବୁ ତ
ନିଦ ଲାଗୁଛି।
ହଁ ତ ମରଥା ଶୋଇକିରି ଶ୍ରେୟା କାହିଁ ଗଲା ଶ୍ରେୟା ବି ଶୋଇଛି ନା
ସିଏ କ୍ଲାସ ଜଏନ କରିଥିଲା ତ
ସେ ଜଙ୍ଗଲି ବଞ୍ଚିଛି।
ସବୁ
ପୂଜା
ବଞ୍ଚିଛନ୍ତି
କାଇଁ
ସୁମନ ପୂଜା ଶୋଇଛି।
ସ୍କ୍ରିନଶଟ ମୁଁ ନେଇନି ମୁଁ ନିଦରେ ଥିଲି।
ଭଲ
ସେ କଣ ରୋଜ କ୍ଲାସ କରୁଛି?
କରିଛି। ସେ କିଏ କ୍ଲାସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସବୁ? ଶଳା ଶୋଇ ଯାଇ ଅନ୍ କରିକି ଶୋଇଛନ୍ତି।